But mostly I was honest, I was just scared. I like resisted technology, so I just didn't get it because I was scared. And here we are. We're Diamond and we made it through and we now have a computer and we're hosting Zooms. That's why you cannot find any of my Zooms that I did or recorded, like, or hosted before we went Diamond because I recorded none of them because I was scared. I was scared of technology. We're going to talk about that actually here in a minute. That's actually our very first thing we're going to talk about. But I wanted to remind y'all really fast about what we have going on because I don't know about y'all, but I always need these reminders, always. So, just an FYI, I'm trying to move this out of the way. I don't know if it's in the way for y'all, but it is for me. We have double credits right now on all of your enrollments. I don't care how many you have. I have enrolled zero. I have been working. I have enrolled zero. Hopefully that gives you some peace because I am working and I will add six by the end of the month because we're going to talk about this later in the call, but that is how this business works, you guys. We work and we work and we plant the seeds and we wait for the fruit to come, and the fruit's coming. So I don't know where your ads are. Maybe you've already added 12 Taylor Sweely, but if you have it and you're like me, just know we have double credits. It's worth it. Don't stop. Don't get discouraged. I was talking with my mom the other day, and she was like, "Jordan, I've only added two." I was like, "Oh, that's good because that's two more than I have added." And she was like, "Oh, okay, that's actually really encouraging." It's like, "Great, I'm glad that I could help." So, um, the other thing is free shipping, and you guys, not only this month, but they have free shipping this month, next month, and the next month. So that is something you can go offer them. That is close to a $30 savings. So if you talk to them about saving $30 on their first three orders, like that's a big deal to me. That's a big deal. And if you have another way that you're phrasing that or marketing that and having a lot of success, like unmute and tell us, or drop it in the chat. Just interrupt me. I would love to know how y'all are marketing that. And then we have double BBBs. If y'all don't know what that is, that's okay. Just know it's a part of the way you get paid. And that's the bonus you get when you sign somebody with not a welcome pack. When you sign somebody for the very first time and they get a 100 PV order, you typically make about 20 bucks. So right now you make 40. 40 bucks for signing one pack, you guys. That's a lot of money. Think about the things that you can spend $40 on. That's a whole pedicure. That's a whole tank of gas for me. Like that's a big deal. So helping not only you do that, but can you imagine your customer that's like, yeah, sure, I'll sign my husband because I want to make 40 bucks back on my order. That's a big deal. So just make sure you're talking about these things often, you guys. These we sometimes we get these become normal to us. They become um they're not new, they're not fancy. But like these are a big deal. So we need to be talking about those. And then I added a whole list over here because y'all, we have so much good going on. We have next day pay, we have our leaders retreat contest going on, we have the senior gold fly-in program. Who wants to go on the senior gold fly-in program? The program where you get sent to corporate and you get to go hang out there, have training with other girls that just went senior gold. Like to me, I wish we would. I'm jelly. I'm like major jelly. I wish I could go on that trip. And I know a lot of you guys probably are in the same boat. We didn't have access to that. Why did that go to page 36 for the love of all things holy? Okay, everyone close your eyes. I have no idea why that did that. Just close your eyes. Don't even look. Don't even look. These aren't even red sides. Okay. So we're gonna move on to this slide. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. Personal growth journey with a comp plan attached. This is so interesting because anybody ever heard this? Put like a me in the chat if you have heard this before. I want to see our chat actually. So, okay, personal growth journey with a comp plan attached. I heard this early on in my journey and I was like, what in the crap are you talking about? I gotta go sign some people. Like personal growth journey. What do you mean? Um, I want to tell y'all a quick story. Y'all see this? This is not like the best. It's kind of a fuzzy picture, but it's on purpose. This picture is purposeful. So y'all see that cliff behind me and Haley and Jordan? Y'all see that cliff? It it doesn't look massive in this picture, but to me that was a death cliff. Okay, that thing was 1,000 feet tall, and people were falling to their death that were jumping off of this cliff. And I am terrified of heights, something y'all may or may not know. Even when I go over like an overpass, I look down if I'm not driving. And if I am driving, I look straight forward and I'm not looking to the left and right because I will get sick. Very scared of heights. So I saw this cliff and I saw these people jumping off of it. And they were like, come on, Jordan, let's go. And I was like, what? You want me to jump off a cliff? Are you joking? But I was trying to be cool, you know. I'm a leader. I can do scary things. And so I finally was like, okay, I'll jump off this cliff with y'all. And you guys, I was terrified, terrified. In no world ever, if I was not doing Plexus and I was not surrounded with girls that I knew were looking up to me, were expectant of me to do scary things, no world would I have ever done this. None. But because I was with them and they were not only cheering me on, but they were telling me, you need to go do a scary thing, I jumped off the cliff. I did. I jumped off the cliff, and Haley Jenkins was at the bottom going, you can do this. You can do this. And I share that with y'all because this really does stretch us. It stretches us to get uncomfortable. It stretches us to learn new things, to learn people. And I can tell y'all with like major confidence, I am a different person now than I was before I started this. Before I started this, I was self conscious. I wanted everyone to see me in a certain way. And this has taught me that I'm enough, that He made me enough. I'm enough. I can just show up as me and I am enough. I don't have to hide my weird things. In fact, the more me I am, the more people will relate to me. That is what this has taught me. And that is something I had to grow. I'm a better listener. I'm a better listener for my husband. I'm a better listener for people, and I understand people better because I've now done the work to understand how people think and how they're motivated and what makes them nervous, what fear actually is. And I was sitting in a conversation earlier this week, and old Jordan would have been sitting in the conversation, probably angry, like, why is this person saying this? Why? I don't understand. Or I would just walked away because I was like, this is dumb. But 2025 Jordan, who has worked on herself, who has done leadership development, who has grown, she understood that hurt people. And this was just a person that needed to talk through something. And maybe I could ask some questions to help them through whatever they're going through. And so I want to encourage you guys that if you are not, even if you are seeing the points you want to in your virtual office, we have got to keep growing yourself, keep growing how you handle things, keep growing your leadership capabilities, keep growing, keep learning. Personal growth should be a massive part of your daily activities because this is truly a personal growth journey with a comp plan attached. And so if you have grown, if y'all have an example of how this has grown you and you have seen your paycheck grow because of that, if you want to unmute and share that, I would love to hear that. And I'll just pause for a second and anybody has something they want to share. Great. Not, we'll move on. But I would love to hear from y'all.
Sorry, I was like frantically moving away from my kitchen dinner table because we're eating dinner. Um, but I I have grown a ton too, like through this journey, but not in just ways that like I not in ways that I thought I would like have that isn't the typical business like mindset growth for me. It's actually like one of the biggest things that growing in this business has done has like made me a better friend, like a better communicator. Like I I can have those harder conversations with like my friends that I would just like let boil up or just like let settle because I was too afraid of like confrontation. And now I feel like I'm like, no, because like I've had to have those really tough conversations in this business. And I've seen how like on the other side of it, it helped everybody on all fronts. You know what I mean? Even if sometimes the outcome isn't like what I wanted it to be, it still has helped everybody. And so I've been able to take that into like my relationships, my marriage, I almost said my wedding, my marriage, my friendships. And I think that that is such a special part of it that like I definitely I know for certain that I would not have like gained that skill in any other role because I've been in other like leadership type roles in teaching and stuff like that, and I never gained that like skill. So that's something really special that I'm like, even if it went away, like if Plexus went away tomorrow, I would be like so proud that I like learned that skill through this. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. Anybody else have one?
I have one
Go.
I could share. Um, so for me, I think that I have always lived like a really busy life, and I always felt um, like I would give a lot to people. And then a lot of the times at the end of the day, I would feel anger because I felt like I didn't give myself what I needed, or I didn't feel appreciated for the things that I did. And I think through this journey with Plexus and just like growing in life through this, like learning the things, being around the people, and really digging into like what I actually wanted, it allowed me to not only continue to show up for the people in my life better, but also be able to find that space for myself and be able to go to bed at the end of the night not feeling ran down, even though I feel like and I think the products 100% help with that, right? But even though I feel like my life has gotten more busy since I started this, um,
We've
I will
only
say
added
that I
like
think,
3 kids each since, so no
yeah,
big deal.
I think that like it has allowed me um, more opportunity to figure out how to still fill my cup while I'm also serving other people. And I think part of that comes from just a clear understanding of what I actually wanted. And so instead of feeling frustration because I wasn't getting what I felt like I needed or deserved, it allowed me to be better with boundaries of what I did want people to do and be able to ask for help and just communicate more clearly of what it actually was that I was going for, so that in the end of the day, I would feel more fulfilled. So for me, I think um, that has been huge in just how I show up in life and in my relationships in general.
Yeah. And this is what I want to tell y'all to Marissa's point is like y'all there are things if you are somebody who is resisting like dreaming, you don't even know how to dream, you're just so busy, all you can focus on is today, tomorrow, right? But you haven't dreamed, you're resisting dreaming, you're resisting getting on creating a vision board because you think it's silly. If you are resisting relationships, if you don't know how to have these deep, meaningful relationships, there's so many things that this is going to teach you if you just give in to the process. And I go back to a lot of the reason that I had a hard time with okay, go. Yep. A lot of the reason I had a hard time with some of these things was I didn't want to get hurt. So building deep relationships with people was really difficult for me because I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want people to like leave my team. I didn't want people to like hurt me. But what I found was that if I didn't let people in, then I would never grow. I would never grow here. I would never grow my points. And if I wanted to grow my points, I had to give in to this scary thing, which was creating relationships, letting people in. And what that has allowed me to do is now I host a Bible study here in a brand new town, and I'm creating these deep relationships with people, whether they join my team or not. It's flowed over into me serving my church, me serving our youth group kids, me being a better daughter, wife, mom. And so, anyway, I share all that because I don't know what you're resisting. I don't know what, but you know. Only you know. And so, whatever that thing is, if you're like, oh, I've got to work on being an optimist, I'm such a pessimist, and I know that flows into my team. Great. Go work on being an optimist. All of these are muscles that we get to go shift. So, anyway, that was not, we weren't going to spend a ton of time on that, but I just wanted to start with that because I think it's just so important. And I don't know, Leanne, if you're on this call, I can't see, but if you are, Leanne, if you will drop a me in the chat so I can see that you are on here. But Leanne this week, I asked in she had added 5 people in one weekend. And she was like, and a week before, she was like, I don't think I can do this. I'm gonna quit. I'm sharing this because I think you're okay with me sharing this because you're kind of baller that you signed 5 in a week or in a weekend. She was like, oh, I'm gonna quit. I'm not good at this. So and so, a family member maybe doesn't like what she's doing or whatever it is. Anybody ever had that? Like you had a day where you're like, I'm just gonna quit. I'm done. Well, she was done. She was ready to be done. And then all of a sudden, I got all these emails that she signed 5 people. And I was like, oh, okay, what did you do different? And this is what she said in the chat. She said, I had to make a decision. And I decided that I was just going to stop sucking at this and I was going to be good at it and that I didn't care what other people thought. That's what she said. And so I'm going to tell you guys that if you are wanting to rank up in your business, one, think about what we just talked about. What are you resisting? What are you resisting? How do you need to grow to become the leader worthy of the business that you are wanting? But the next piece of this is you have to decide that that's what you want to do. Why do you want to do it? What is it going to make you feel? Can you taste it? Like, and I say taste it because you guys, when I had an Emerald Countdown up on my fridge for so long, and I could taste it, I could see it, I could smell the leather in that new Lexus with the little booty warmers that I just so wanted to have, and I could feel it. I could see walking out on that stage with that diamond in my hand. It made me nervous. It made me nauseous. It made me feel scared and excited. Can you see it? And like, are you hungry for it? Because when we are faced with a choice of like, is this something I want to do today? I don't, you're always going to choose the easy way out. You are always going to choose the way out that feels simpler, that feels like it takes less time, that feels easier. We are wired to take the easy way out. And the only way to not do that is if we decide not to. So have you made the decision that you are committed to whatever it takes to reaching your next rank? Have you committed? Have you decided? She did. And I think she's 3 orders away from her next rank. So baller. And if you can't, you guys, that's a really good time to message your sponsor and be like, I can't see it. I can't taste it. Help me. But I'm about to help you see it. Okay. I'm about to help you see it. But you've got to go create the energy around it. So I want to talk about some of the like nuts and bolts of ranking up. I actually love this stuff. I love crunching the numbers. And if you don't, you get to learn to love it tonight. All right. So hang with me. But if y'all didn't already know this, these are our ranks and these are how many points for each rank. Okay. So I want y'all to go ahead and drop in the comments. What is the next rank you are working on? Drop in the comments. I want to see what is the next rank you are working on. And I actually don't want you to say the rank. I want you to say, I am whatever it is. I am Emerald. I am Silver, whatever it is. Okay. I'm going to check the chat right now. See. Gold. Yep. Okay. Oh, love. Oh, love. Ooh! Okay. So this is what we're working with. And you get 6 points per order, per level 1 order that's 100 PV or more. And you get 5 for levels 2s and 3s. So what I did was I just did some simple math on these. I just did, 3 orders at 6, which is 18 points. 18 points. And then I did 9 orders. It's about 9 orders to get 6 points on each to get to silver, senior silver. Y'all tracking? Okay. And then 18 orders, I did 5.5. And here's why. I want to tell y'all some of the nerdy stuff because y'all are business owners and we're not coddling people here. We want to teach you to be business owners. And here's the stuff. So you get 6 points for a level 1 order, right? And you get 5 points for a level 2 order. We're building something here. Okay. We're not just going to create a customer base of 5,000 and never duplicate down levels 2s and 3s and 4s. That is the beauty of our business is we get paid virtually the same amount on levels 2s and 3s. So why wouldn't we go pour into those? So what I did on like senior gold and ruby, I did like an average. So I did either like a 5.5, meaning like half the orders are coming from level 1s, half the orders are coming from level 2s. And then as I got down to emerald, sapphire, diamond, I did either 5 or 4.5 because tell me why. Somebody tell me why I would do 1,000 times 4.5 on a diamond. Why would I assume that there's the average number, the average points per order is 4.5? Someone tell me why. Marissa's like, I know, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell you.
Because of duplication, and your team is growing and your downline and your levels 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7s.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you guys grow organizations, your average order is not going to be 6 points because they're not all yours. They're your teammates too. And so as you get to diamond, it is very typical to have an average of about 4.5 per order, anywhere from 4 to 5 truly. So actually probably closer to 3 to 5 because you're getting less points the lower you go. So anyway, fun little fact for y'all tonight. And then you have your bonuses, which is the fun stuff. It's the money. That's the fun money. And if you are in fast start, if you're in your fast start window, that means if you are new, all of these bonuses will be doubled. So fun for you. Yeah, way fun. And so I'm sharing all of this because you cannot know where you're going unless you know where you are. And I was actually very guilty of this when I hit Emerald. I hit Emerald and then I didn't look at the next rank. I hadn't been looking at it. I hadn't been picturing it. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't thought about the orders. I hadn't thought about the person and the leader I needed to be a Sapphire ambassador. I hadn't really thought about it. I hadn't thought about the systems that need to be in place. I hadn't thought about it. So by the time we hit Emerald, I was like, okay, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to take a minute for me. I'm going to rest a little bit. That was a hard climb. And I realized quickly that that was dumb. I was like, okay, because I hadn't seen it. And you guys, I heard a podcast one time and it was so good. And I wish I knew which one it was, but it was like, give yourself a day to celebrate or give yourself a day to complain. If you, whatever it is, like give yourself a day, but don't give yourself more than a day. You've got to move on. You've got to move forward. You've got to see the next thing. You've got to start on the next goal. You've got to, whatever it is. And I have really kept that close to me, because there is just something. My coach in college would always tell us to be even keel. He's like, the highs can be good, but they don't have to be so high that you're just like exhausted. And your lows can hurt, but they don't have to be so low that it takes you out for a month. So try and stay here. Let it be a little high, a little hard, and then just keep going. And that has always stuck with me. So, this is a big part of this, okay? If you are going for a rank up, first off, if you are going for a rank up higher than probably senior gold, and you don't have teammates that are wanting to rank up, I want to not caution you, but I want to tell you that I actually decide on my rank up months based on who I have running, not the opposite way. So what I like to do is I'm like, okay, Tracy, you going gold? Okay, great. Morgan, you're going gold too? Okay, great. Emily, is it Ruby month? Okay, great. And I'm like, wow, I've got 3 girls that are ready to run. How can I support them? And what's cool about that is like, okay, maybe we need a challenge we all need to invite to. So your brain starts getting creative. Do y'all see how this works? You're like, oh my gosh, if so-and-so needs this, so-and-so needs this, and so-and-so needs this, then I'm going to go run it because whatever I can do to support their goals is just going to help me. So I'm going to go pour into serving them. Don't stop working on your own level ones, but you'll hear what I'm saying is like, go get creative inside of your business and figure out what does your team need? How can I go support them? So when I'm looking at a rank up month, I'm like, who on my team has goals? Whether it is a re-rank goal, whether it is an ad goal, maybe it's a leaders retreat point goal, maybe it is an actual rank up goal. What are their goals and how can I go support them? I would love to hear from you guys. What is something that your sponsor has done to really support you as you went for a goal at one point or another? I would love to hear from y'all. I can tell y'all one of my sponsors, she's really good at spreadsheets, like really good. And so whenever I would go for a rank up, she wasn't the one in the chat. She wasn't, helping me with what to post, but she would send me, hey, here's a list of people who have that have 0 PV. Maybe you could go, maybe we could get some of these back. And she would send me a list and that would be so helpful for me, right? So tell me one way that your sponsor, maybe I just want two of y'all to tell me one way that your sponsor has helped you in a rank up month.
I'll go. Haley Ross is extremely good at leading this way. Just a tangible way that she's very helpful every time I've had a rank up is she gets in my back office And she's like, hey, these people, their credit cards have declined. These people haven't ordered this month. And so she just really like double checks things that I haven't looked at, and or these people only have a partial PV. So she runs a lot of reports for me, sends me a lot of lists of names of people to reach out to, and then she always offers me a discount code or two, just to
Yeah.
sweeten the deal for someone.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Love that. What else? And maybe it's not a report. Maybe it has nothing to do with numbers or people. How else might a sponsor help you in a rank up month like that?
I'll talk.
Yes.
You're my sponsor, Jordan. And there's been a couple of times that you knew I was getting close and you have offered to work with me. You came to a little event that I had. You drove all the way out here to Glen Rose, Texas for an event. And then most recently, you talked about doing a Zoom with some of our girls that need to work a little bit, give them some suggestions and messaging and that kind of stuff. Just spending your time, giving some of your time back to your level ones to help them achieve what they need to achieve.
Love. I love that. And I do that because somebody did it for me. And so that's what I love about this business, you guys, is somebody served me and helped me, and I get to pass that baton, and then you get to pass it. And it really is like I was in a training with, oh my gosh, I can see his face. He is a famous psychologist. What's his name? Somebody knows his name. Dr. Henry Cloud. Dr. Henry Cloud. Thank you. And he basically said, y'all, network marketing is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. He said, I'm a Christian and this is a service industry. Like when you serve people better and better, you make more money. He said, that is rare. And this industry is really cool for that. And I was like, oh, okay. Love you for that. Thank you. Needed to hear that. And so, anyway, you guys, there's so many ways you can serve your team. You can make them a countdown, shout them out. If they're having a bad day, tell them to go suck it up and go get to work. Like there's so many things you can go do to help encourage your girls. And so don't get bogged down by all of that and all the fuzzy stuff. Just help them get to work. I'm going to tell y'all really quick about projections. We have a new virtual office for some of y'all, and it is so cool, like all the functions, and I'm not very techie, and so sometimes it feels a little overwhelming for me just because I am not a techie person. I work from my phone, but I want to show y'all this because a couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes in your virtual office can really give you a lot of clarity and excitement, because if you've logged into your virtual office and you realized you were only 20 orders away from your next big rank, that would be encouraging. Or the vice versa, if you logged in and you're like, I'm 10 away from where I thought I was. Now you know where you need to go. And so what I love about our virtual office is it has no, it's not good, it's not bad. It is neutral. What it is information. And what you need to do is access the information so that you have clarity on what you need to do. So all your virtual offices is clarity. And so what I did was you can go into your virtual office, go to your dashboard, and all I did was sort by PV, subscription PV, and subscription run date. Okay, so I sorted by those three. If you need to screenshot this, you can. And what I did was on subscription run date, I just clicked it twice so it would be high to low. And you can see on here, there's a subscription running in December. Don't count that one. There's a subscription coming in 2027. Don't count that. Okay. And so you wouldn't count things that weren't in this year, but what you would do is you would go to this month and you would start from the 28th of this month and just start counting down. And what you could see is their subscription PV. For example, at the top, subscription PV is 122, and we'll assume that's a level 1 for me. You can keep the level. If you want to add level to that top, you'd be able to see if it's a level 1 or 2, so you know exactly how many points. But I would know that that's going to be 6 points for me when that goes through. The next one, 6 points for me when that goes through. 6 points for me when that goes through. So you can kind of count how many orders you have coming out to do your projection, and then you know where you're going to end. And then you have clarity on what you need to do so that you don't have to wait until the 28th and say, oh, okay, I finally can work now because I know where I'm going to land. That's fun and cool. but also it is not a strategy. And this is coming from somebody who has resisted her virtual office for a very long time. So trust me, I am with you on this, but it is so helpful. And I can guarantee you when you do this, if you did this every single day or every other day, you would feel like a business owner. And that's how I want y'all to feel, like you are in control of your business. Does anybody have questions on that projection really fast before I move on? Okay. All right. So, one of the last parts of this, you guys, is you have to decide, you have to have a plan, you have to know what the plan is for you, and you have to help your teammates do the same. And then the one of the last pieces of this is you have to put your plan in play. I have notes over here. That's why I keep looking over here. But how many orders did I bring in this week? You guys, you have to stay accountable. If it's your rank up month, you can't expect to just like take naps every day. I'm not telling you not to rest, but I'm also telling you not to just like sleep on your goals. So how many orders did you bring in this week? Focus on what can I do today to go get an order? Maybe it's somebody who hasn't ordered in a while. Maybe it's a new person. You got to get hungry. Who am I helping this week? And what is my next step? Maybe it's a new person that you're just like, man, they need to go silver. They do. They need to go silver. And I just need to give them a call and just say, hey, let's schedule your launch event. Just trust me. Give me 90 days. Let's go. So who are you helping and what is their next step? And then what is keeping me focused? I have so many times I have put the rank, like I am Ruby, on my background on my phone. Or put the Lexus on the back of my phone, or the picture of Cancun on the back of your phone. What are you focusing? What are you looking at every day? Is it sticky notes on your mirror that says I am Emerald? Or is it sticky note or I am debt free or whatever the thing is, the reason that this rank means something to you? What is it? What are you seeing every single day that is keeping you excited? You gotta stay in it. You gotta stay locked in. All right, and the last thing on this is silvers, you guys. In rank up month, you want to create silvers. It is not an option. There has to be silvers. I will never forget, we were going for diamond. We missed it, and I was sad for a day, and then decided the next month we were going again. And I created 3 silvers in the last 2 to 3 days. I can't remember exactly how many days it was. The whole thing was a big blur, but I created 3 silvers, you guys. And those 3 silvers all went senior silver the next month. And I think we went diamond by less than the amount of orders that they had combined, right? So obviously the work that everybody was doing was so important, but that just proves the importance and the significance of silver in every single rate or every rank, because every order matters. Every single order. And so silver. If you do not have a system for silver, go search silver in our team page. Go find the vault. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will drop the link in our gold chat and in our team chat after this. It has all the steps that you can use. You can get on the call and use with your new person. Don't just plug them into the tools. It's you and them. You and them, you're helping them, and then our tools just encourage them along the way. So I'm helping them that they can believe that they can do this. I'm in the chat with them saying, oh my gosh, so-and-so just sent their first scary message. So-and-so just scheduled their launch event. So-and-so just sent their first cart. I'm tagging them in things on the team page that maybe encourages them that they're not the first person that sent 20 messages and got no responses. They're not the first. We've all been there. So I'm making sure that they have a vision for what's coming and that they are safe. I'm helping them start conversations. I'm helping them do 3-way messages. I'm helping them post on social media, doing work sessions with them. My mom mentioned that a minute ago, but I am a huge fan of getting on and doing a work session with them. I can't remember if it was Sapphire or Diamond. Those ranks are just the most recent for me, so that's why my examples are those, but I did this way before that. I got on with a girl, and I just remember being on a call with her for 2 hours, and we went through every line on her virtual office. What can we send this person? What can we send this person? How can we touch this person? And that girl went senior gold the month. I can't remember if it was Sapphire or Diamond. I think it was Sapphire, but she went senior gold that month, and that girl was not even close. So I'm just telling you, there's so much power in working with them one-on-one. And then doing a launch event, and then all of our support tools. There's so many. I can send this checklist if y'all need it after. Okay, so at this point, I would love if you are gold or above. I'm actually, oh, show me your calendar and I'll tell you if you're ranking up or not. I believe that to my core. If you are somebody that's like, I'm ranking up, you have no three-way calls. You have no one-on-one sessions with your girls. You do not have an in-person event. No, you don't have to do an in-person event. You have to have some event. You have to have something to invite people to that's duplicatable. If you do not have these things in place, then I love you, but it's not rank up month. But we're not going Emerald this month, but we are getting really close, you guys. And the month that we go Emerald, we're gonna go ham. And so I'm excited to show y'all what that's like. But I want to hear from you guys if you are gold or above. What is your biggest tip? What would you tell somebody that's wanting to rank up, no matter what rank it is? But what would you tell them? What would you advise them with? I'm gonna mute and I want you guys to unmute and we're gonna stop at 9. So
Do the scary things. You got to send the messages you don't want to send.
yes, that. Oh my gosh. Rank up month, send more messages than you've ever sent in your life. Good tip. Who's next?
One big thing for me is when you're like planning out your rank up month, it starts with your team. So it starts with like the people that you're helping, and then the rest kind of all falls into place. And if you're like, if it's so blah blah silver or senior silver, even gold rank up, and maybe your team isn't quite there yet, then it starts with finding like that one product user and helping them become your team, helping them to go silver, like you said. And then as the ranks get bigger, it's your team. So it's helping your senior gold go ruby, and then helping your gold go senior gold, and or getting closer or earning the next tier of a prize or whatever. And then all of a sudden your goal and your rank up is so much more doable.
For me, I remember not how long, but we were in the Dominican and we were all sitting on the beach and Jordan said, she's like, Shelby, you have to read this book. And it was The Gap and the Gain. And basically um, if you struggle with mindset, you need to read it because that like completely changed it for me. And that was like, that was the biggest shift for me. And I thought at the time, like we're at the Dominican. Obviously, my mindset is in my mind, I didn't think it was bad, but after reading that, like your mindset matters a lot.
Jordan, was the question, what would you do for a rank up on rank
Yeah.
up month?
Any gold or above, share your best tip on ranking.
Well, mine's probably not anything that anybody wants to hear, but you truthfully need to be more active on social media. Like spend the time to talk to people, start conversations, reply to your comments, heart the comments, message people back. The more that you are engaging, the more people are going to see your posts. And that probably also means that you're going to want to be posting more. So if you're typically like posting a couple times a week and you want to rank up, stretch that to post every day. If you are in a good routine of posting every day, then you are already killing it. And I would challenge you to post twice a day and show up in your stories. And so I know that takes time, but it's worth it.
Yeah, going off of what Marissa was saying, when Jordan had asked this, and I was thinking about my rank up months. Yes, social media, because I feel like in order for me to personally talk about Plexus and the opportunity and the products, then I also need to be sharing part of my life. So that's like more content overall. So you have to be aware of that, because then you're able to get into more conversations with people. The algorithm works better in your favor, all the things. On top of that is something that I really resisted and that I did when I went gold is sharing your journey, and like sharing where you're going and what you're doing. Because I didn't want to when I was going gold, because I was like, this sounds like I'm bragging about like all these orders I need or I'm going to get or whatever. And I think Jordan and Taylor, you'd see we were talking, and they were like, share it from a heart of gratitude because that's where you're at. Like, talk about how you're so grateful for helping all of these people and like you're so excited about the more people that you can help and like this is where you're going and this is where you're excited and these are more families that you're helping and share it from that. And the other thing is the fear of what if I miss the mark? If I share my journey and I miss it, and guess what? I've been there and it's okay. And it makes you human. And people are like, oh, I can relate to that person. And like, she's going to get up and she's going to do it again. So there's my.
So
Something
good.
that I feel like I see from a lot of people, and I think it's just like the culture on our team, which I think is great, is that when people are going for rank ups, they are crazy optimistic for what is possible. Like most, if I look back at almost all of my rank ups throughout my journey, I don't know that any of them honestly ever made sense. Like I don't know that I ever woke up on the first day of the month and I was like, piece of cake, got it. Like it was always like, we can get there, but like we're gonna have to hustle and like everybody's like has to be rowing together. But I think the thing that I see is like if you are crazy optimistic about what is possible, then that just naturally does something to your confidence level. And when you combine crazy optimism with confidence on your social media, I can't even begin to describe to you how many people are attracted to that. And people will just naturally gravitate towards you because they want to be a part of what you have, because it's so rare. And so I guess my tip is like be just crazy optimistic about what's possible.
Okay, I've got one. I think when you're ranking up in a month, you got to get in the last week mindset because that last week is like, I've watched y'all for 6 months and it's crazy how hard everybody would work that last week. And I think you have to do it for 4 weeks straight if you're going to rank up. Get in that last week mindset and push yourself like you would that last week. Does that make sense?
Oh, it absolutely makes sense. Yes. All right, one more.
I
Allie?
have I have one, and it's kind of not necessarily plexus related, so that's kind of why I want to throw it in there. For me, it's very important that I communicate with my husband what is going on because you're going to be working a lot more. You might be making frozen nuggets for dinner a lot more. Like the house might not be kept as up as much. So I think just really like including them in your vision and your goal and getting them on the same page with you is really important, even if they're not on board, because there's like, I know that is also happens where they're not like understanding what's going on. Um, but if you can just like, hey, hang with me for the next 30 days, I'm going for something really big. And you might not get it, you might not understand, you might think it's weird, but could you just like be in the same boat with me for 30 days and just cheer me on and be okay with mediocre like meals for the next 30 nights? Cool? Cool. So communication with spouse, top tip for me.
Yeah, and I love that we're gonna end on that one because that's like, but I love that you brought that up. Also, can somebody take a picture here in a minute? Because I don't even know where my phone is, but I love that you brought that up because you guys, if your husband doesn't like your business, they probably aren't in it with you. They haven't seen it. And I will never forget the day we were going like, gold, senior gold, and Zach was like, oh, was. Like he literally made a post on social media with like eye rolls. And he was like, this is so lame. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just posted that. But the day we went diamond, he was the one logging into my virtual office. Said, have we gotten 4,500 yet? Are we up 4,500? And it was a team sport at that point. And so bring them in, let them be a part of it, because they want to know. They want to be a part of it. They just don't want to feel like they're the maid. They don't want to feel, they don't want
And
to feel like they have just been handed all this responsibility and they don't know what's going on. So bring them in. Okay, can somebody take a picture? I don't even know. Somebody did it. Somebody do it? Anybody? Okay. Allie's got it. Okay. I really hope this was helpful. Do y'all have any questions? I'll stop the